Peace, 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 peace. How y'all doing? First, giving honor to Source, Creator, whatever you see fit as your higher power. Give an honor to the Creator. Give an honor to all ancestors known and unknown. Gratitude. It's been a little minute. I mean, you see the little shorts, but it's been a little minute since I did a video. So y'all, how are y'all? This is going. See, I'll be having stuff everywhere, but put this there. Paint. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. This video is gonna be very interesting. How they say, viewer discretion is advised. Man, it's been an experience. Let's just say, I'm sure for everyone. Come on, mosquitoes, y'all bear with me now. I'm gonna ward y'all the best way I can, so y'all bear with me. If you see me swinging, just know I ain't hitting nobody but the mosquitoes. I don't know, sometimes I question why did the Creator make mosquitoes? Some things you're not in a relationship with mosquitoes, but somehow they always want to kiss you. They always want to, like, just remind you of some people that just don't know how to stay away. But we're not gonna get on that. Okay, so again, I was led to do this. I didn't know how it was gonna come about, but in these very changing, like shifting moments collectively, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, just so many things in this entirety that is shifting. Take a deep breath through your nose, out through your mouth. If you need to do some, meditation, something before you get to this video, come back, whatever it is. But specifically, this topic is very touching. What has been a topic for a lot of us, those of you that are not familiar with, because I'll probably use like the chakra system. Let me see this. Let me get this, because that'll help me. Yeah. We're going to be speaking about one specific area which helps us center ourselves, stay focused. What we know a lot of people to be focused on in this moment, and where a lot of clearing is. Oh my God, I knew if I were gonna be sweating something, these mosquitoes gonna come out. But anywho, because I'm gonna just get onto it. The heart chakra. The reason I talk about this a lot to people is because we all are seeking love, whatever way we're trying to find our place back to love, on a self-love journey, which can be also like the healing journey, coming home to self. So I've been finding myself going through a lot of that, doing a lot of healing, self-reflecting, a lot of things that, again, as you know, like these mosquitoes can be very distracting. So I'm gonna get to it because I know these mosquitoes are just not gonna let up. Let's see here. I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with the term cord cutting or letting go. Some may call it soul ties. Some may call it, dang, am I missing one? Because that would be so tragic. Hold on. Like I said, y'all, the creativity in my mind is amazing. Okay, these are just gonna be, you know what? Bear with me. I'll just do it like that. Let me make sure I have all of them here. So, okay, back to the heart. Aha, I did this today. If you're not familiar with the heart, someone was telling me a story about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did drop some on the way. I gotta go back and get that. But anywho, I'll take a pause. This is the heart, as you can see. So they're said to believe we have heartstrings. The heartstrings are what connects us to people. Say people have experienced a broken heart. Some people even, I heard a story how people say that people can die from a broken heart. And I guess from the heartstrings that we have that's connected to that person, it can either snap or sever. And that goes back to severing ties. So what I did here, as you can see creatively, I created a heart. And then I poked, holes in the back. And as you can see here, these are the strings I use yarn to use as representations of what we're connected to. So where I'm getting at is that a lot of healing that has to take place happens mainly in this area, what we call the heart. So a lot of things that isn't allowing us, when we create blockages over time from relationships, things that have happened in our childhood and so forth. And over time, these things we've created mental blocks, emotional blocks, or a lot of things in our heart. This also can be passed through lifetimes or trauma from the womb of our mothers. So that being said, the creative thing I did about this is that I'm going to do something I never did today, but it was brought to my attention to do. And this is going to help aid a lot of us, because we can talk about these things, but I'm here to give you a visual of how, leading up to this very moment, how it helps me aid myself, but also help you visualize those that have experienced some type of trauma, or what we call, spirit. You hear spiritual people speak about how you sever ties, or, there's other ways to do these things. But I came up with this to, not only visualize, because things first happen spiritually, emotionally, then it comes here physically. So a lot of things we don't know how to let go of. Sometimes, again, we don't know what that looks like. We usually don't have the guidance. And this is where a lot of us now are being called to the forefront, whether you are a healer, whether you are a spiritualist, those who aid in mental health, counseling, a lot of these things, all of it which is connected. And as you can see, strings, heartstrings. So what I'm going to demonstrate here is that, where's my lighter? Because I don't know if it's going to rain, but I really don't care. So again, as you can see, this one says here, trauma bonds, family and father. So for those of you that have experienced trauma bonds, and what a trauma bond can be is that a lot of us have been in connections, or either past connections, where we don't know how to let go of things. And being that a lot of things societally, whatever, and being in relationships, connections, whether it be family, father or mother dynamic, that we've experienced some type of trauma bond. And what a trauma bond can be, what I would tell you from my experience, is like you grow up in a home, or you experience relationships where you see physical, verbal, emotional abuse, and then you carry these experiences into, these are the root cause of carrying that, what you've experienced, these issues, because this is your tissue. You carry these issues, or you carry these burdens, or you're carrying this load off into your new experience or your next relationship, being that we were never really faced and know how to deal with these things. A lot of us don't know how to deal with these things mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So what that does is the trauma bond we create from a physical or verbal abusive relationship. We'll carry these things like a child would learn something, then get into these connections. And being that these first relationships we had with whomever were bringing us up in these connections, they are our first representation to what love is and what that looks like. So over time, when you do come up on this spiritual journey, or this journey of returning to self, coming back home to a divine love or divine truth, that's where the shadow work comes in. That's when a lot of clearing comes in. You'll see a lot of people start to talk about trauma bonds. And this is why a lot of people don't know how or it's very challenging to them to let go of what they call toxic relationships, or because that word is so used so much. But the trauma bond is like, again, something that has you experienced in your childhood trauma. And so you're carrying these things again and replaying them because you're learning through these people. So you're only acting out what you have seen or what has been taught to you or what has been passed down to you from your own lens, from your own visual. So in that process, sometimes we have sex, sometimes we do a lot of things where we're doing it from a place, an unfulfilled place, and that could be in a way of a trauma bond because we've been around people so long, whether it's a mother or father, family, friends, to where you'll have people thinking like, because everyone doesn't agree on getting whoopings, but you will see people getting, whoopings when they were young. And what I tell people is that, who really belongs to you to think that abuse in any way is okay? Some people will argue with that and debate. I don't care. I'm not here to do that. But how do you think that doesn't hurt and eventually catches up with you because you're holding that rage or that anger in, and then you're passing it on to, your child, and your child sees these things, not knowing how to face those things, those angers, those emotions, because you're carrying it. So in these next relationships, someone may have never grown up that way. So here you are faced with these childhood traumas or these experiences that, again, now here you are 25, 30, 40, whatever it is, and now you're coming to the realization like, oh my gosh, I've been in this trigger per se is a trauma, is a trauma response. You respond out of trauma, there you go. And in that reaction, rather than a response, you react from that trauma, from that place that reminds you of that trauma you experienced when you were a child, when you were younger. Oh, these mosquitoes is tearing me up, but I'm a focus. But anywho, so a lot of that could look like with a father and mother. I per se went through a lot of verbal abuse. So being that I didn't feel like I was heard, I would get in relationships furthermore to where when I did get angry, I would at times yell to per se feel a dominance because thought I was implementing power, but in a way that was a trauma response. So in that, you're thinking you're in a healthy dynamic, which a lot of us never really experience a lot of healthy dynamics, let's be honest here. So, because you can speak to someone as such. So in that, again, a trauma response, you're trauma bonding with this person, like you're knowing that they deserve better. But again, a lot of people aren't aware of these things. So what they do, they stay in it because they seen their mother stay in stuff like that, or they seen their father yell at them. So you're in a relationship with someone and not knowing, that when you're connecting with people, you're also a part of them, is that you're also connecting with the versions of them that, again, whatever they experienced in their childhood. So all of those versions leading up to their very age. And so in that inner child and that aspect of who they are, it's some type of childhood trauma, or it's some type of thing that they either are healing from, for those that are on that journey, and those that haven't yet experienced that or know what that looks like. So what I have done here is this, what you're gonna see me do. Let me see if I can hold this with my face. Today, we are severing ties with trauma bonding. So I have these sticky notes, as you can see, and I've taped it on, try to roll it the best way. And what I'm going to do here, when you're talking about severing ties, some people can see it as being done with it, letting that, because we have emotional connections with people over time. And so what that does is that you can be at a distance from someone and still feel them in your heart. So what we're here to do right now is today we are going to let go of trauma bonds. So you can research this and learn more what a trauma bond is and see how that connects in your life, and even see how you're acting it out, or even if you were a part of things as such. Because a lot of us don't want to acknowledge it, but we all either have seen it or will see it in a way. So today, what we're going to do, again, I do have scissors, because some people burn things, and that's why I tell people, you can even do this, man. I just want people to visualize and see this, because some people, we learn visually. I'm a visionary in a way. I also write, but some things I need to see. So again, you can even draw a little heart, and again, punch your little holes with a knife or something. You know, those of you, be careful. If you are a child that will see this video, be very mindful, be careful. And just tie it, like I said, tie it in the back. And again, it's like having the strength to even do this, yo. And tie it, you know, bring it out to the front, as you can see. And again, these are representation of heartstrings. So what I'm demonstrating is being a guide for those that not only need to visualize this, but you can also, I do feel the connection, how we're all connected in a way, whether spiritually, energetically, individually, collectively. And today we're going to let this go, because there's a sister, she talks about this a lot. You know, when you lease something, what do? You sign something. So releasing is like, do you really let it go? So we're gonna, let it go. Today, we're letting go of trauma bonds for all of you. And share with this with all, share this with the world. Let people know that today is the day that we let go in this moment of those that, again, this is choosing yourself. This is choosing love. And you have the right to do that, because your birthright is love. Your birthright is your truth, with your higher power, through love. This is a form of taking back your power, calling back your power, and letting go and letting go of trauma bonds. That can look like something that that no longer serves you, however that looks. Trauma bonds can even be something in career. It don't always have to be family, mother and family. It can be, I said that twice, but it can be something that that is a trauma bond. You're connected. You're attached to it in a way to where, if the fear of letting it go. So again, it's like you can visualize, you can breathe, you can see this in your mind's eye. And what we're gonna do here, because I feel like burning it, because some days I might just clip it. But the burning fire is like a transformation, or a letting go, or a renewal. So today, let's see here. Today we are severing ties and letting go of trauma bonds. And I'm gonna show y'all this visual. Be very mindful. I'm gonna pull these over here. So yeah, today we are letting go in our heart space of trauma bonds. I'll show you. Look at get on there. Yes. And just seeing that again. And that's beautiful. I appreciate you for being a part of that. So as you can see, the letting go of that. And yeah, that's beautiful. Just to see that burn away. I do have more, because I was like, I'm not even gonna be concerned if it starts raining. I'll just be ready to go. Here's another one. This is gonna be deep. Physical abuser. Physical abuse. Speak up on this because I also experienced this. I also was a victim of this, but I also was behind a part of this. And I advocate for a physical abuser, because a lot of us, this goes back to even trauma bond. A lot of us, some people don't know how to get out of things as such. I was even on a point of my path, I even thought physical abuse was normal when I was younger. Being that I grew up in a home, being that I saw my mom go through it, and I saw a part of what she experienced trickle down to me, because when she got abused, or when she, was hit, and a lot of stuff that I saw that I shouldn't have seen, but it's nothing I can undo. We're here today. So, and this is more speaking about how the past can value, if you value it and move forward with it. This is a process of moving forward. Today we're letting go of things, and this is a process of moving forward with it. That's where I'm at now. This is just a growth and transformation. Even just things like I even recalled seeing my mom get abused, seeing men in my family abuse women. And this one is so important because, again, when you're in this world and you're becoming accustomed to this, you're thinking this is normal, and the whole time you're learning the distorted way of what the Divine Mother and Father represent. You're learning the distorted way of what a mother is, like an imbalance, emotional imbalance, unfulfilled being. Just so many things, the guilt and shame that they're carrying. And so just imagine, like, these people are unhappy, they're unfulfilled, they're angry with themselves, they're not happy or accepting of the parts of themselves, that they hate, or they've been taught, so many things that could have trickled down even before, my coming into, me being a physical abuser at that time, at that moment. So a part of that, again, those that do grow up in homes like this, carry that again into relationships, because even though they don't see themselves, because I didn't ever see myself, let's make that very clear, as a man that would put his hands, or, yes, I did fight when I was younger, but I didn't ever see myself fighting or harming women intentionally to, seem like a bully, or seem like I'm better, or to seem like women are less than me. That won't ever be my intentions, because I do know what I recognize in myself, the accountability, even from going to jail, even before going to jail, or seeing things happen like that. And that goes back to the trauma bond. I'm gonna get on that, but seeing my mom, go to jail through things like that when I was younger, seeing her boyfriend and her fight, seeing things real young, and then moving forward, seeing the police come, seeing her getting, carried away in a police car, handcuffed and all like that. So that's going to lead to the next thing that we're going to let go of. But again, carrying, just feeling misplaced, feeling abandoned, feeling lost, feeling hopeless. So many things when you're seeing, this man hit your mother, and this is supposed to be a father, or this is supposed to be some type of fatherly figure who, again, you're hearing these things like, they love each other, but there's so much going on that you're programming, you're processing as a child. And so in that, what happens is carrying that rage, because you're hurt by that as a child, which most people don't speak of. The process of how I feel a physical abuser becomes is that someone who self-abuses themselves, meaning that what a part of them led to even being a physical abuser. What rage or anger, what are they carrying within themselves that they can let out, or never were guided to let out in a healthy way. So again, to those that have been affected by this, I see you, I appreciate you, because I had to get to this place where hurt people. And so in that, the responsibility of taking care of my own emotions, honoring that, however I need to let that go, working out, training, things that, again, when those things do come up, how can I change that? How could I shift it? So even in that response, again, seeing my mom go through that, and then me being in relationships like that, it came upon a time to where I had to choose better for myself and no longer be a part of that. So today, again, we're going to visualize and let go, and you can let go, those of you that are in relationships, of that physical abuser. All right, here we go. Let's see it burn. The physical abuser, we're letting it go. Severing ties with that physical abuser. We're just gonna let it burn and Ashe. So again, it didn't burn all the way, but we're gonna do it. Letting go of that past versions in relationships and seeing that. So again, those are the tools that I'm gonna do today. We're gonna come back, but it is beginning to rain. I'm glad I'm up under the tree. So everything happens for a reason. I'm not gonna be upset, but share this. Peace and blessings to all. Shalom. Love on yourself. Choose you. It is okay. Take care. Peace.